My name is Anthony King. I'm the director and DP today. My name is Anthony King. I'm a filmmaker from the States, mainly known for doing dance videography. Some of my biggest work that I'm known for is Lilifilm the movie, Lilifilm 4, and Lilifilm 3. But besides that, I also work as a professional dancer, and I'm a voice actor, and I have many other talents that I do out here. And here today, I'll be painting on this canvas and discussing about a lot of cool things that are going on in my life. So I was born and raised in New Jersey, in America, in the States. One of my close friends from middle school, he randomly showed me this really cool breaking move called a turtle stall, kind of like this. And he showed me that, and I thought it was the most impressive thing in the world. Sorry, it's not even that cool of a move, but back then I thought it was. And then that is what sort of pushed me and transpired into me becoming a b-boy, and I did that all throughout high school. And then in college, I made a cool dance crew with my friends. So my friend, he was like, I'll shoot the videos. And I told him, I was like, oh, I know how to edit. I used to do these things called anime music videos, AMVs, like I said, super nerdy phase. And we started shooting our own dance videos and editing them. And after a while, that started to gain a little bit of traction and buzz on YouTube and around the dance community in New York and on the East Coast in New Jersey. So eventually people started coming up to us and asking,
oh, how much do you charge for a dance video?
And in my mind, I was like, charge? What do you mean? But then I was like, I'm not gonna say no to money. So eventually I started giving some rates, and I started shooting different dancers that wanted dance videos from us. And that's how I mistakenly hopped into becoming a dance videographer. And after shooting dance for a bit, I wanted to get into shooting different styles of stuff. What really inspired that was in 2011, there was a Korean video production team called Zany Bros. They came to New York to shoot a music video for a group called Beast. The song was called 아름다운 밤에, which is Beautiful Night. And they brought me in as a dancer. So the following year in 2012, they came back to shoot another music video in New York for a group called BAP. I think the song was called Coffee Shop or something like that. And I got to see all the big lights and big production stuff they were using, crazy cameras, Arri Alexas, and spending $200,000-$300,000 on all this kind of equipment and shooting it. So that was the one moment that a light bulb that just turned on in my head. What if I kind of ventured into doing K-pop related videos with my dance videography skills and my knowledge and skill set that I've accrued from just living in America. I feel like going to another country and giving them what I can offer from my background and what I've grown up doing could be this interesting mesh. So I started doing research in that, and then 2016 was the first time I took a flight out to Korea, and that was very fascinating. I really didn't know anybody there except for my one friend from college that was living in Korea working. But one of the coolest moments when I first came out to Korea, I visited this dance studio called Seoul Dance. And I remember I walked in there, I wanted to take a dance class, and I signed up for Bada, Bada. She's super famous now from Street Woman Fighter. And I remember after that, one of the studio owners, she saw me, looked at me, and then as I was walking away from the paper that I signed, she walked towards the paper and checked my name. And then afterwards she came up to me, she's like,
are you Anthony King?
I'm like, oh yeah. She's like,
oh, I know of you, I've seen your work and stuff. I watched all your videos, Moon Culture Films.
Was the film crew that I made back in 2010 or 2011. So I was really, really shocked and honored because, again, I told you I came out to Korea. I had no idea about anything, no connections whatsoever. But one of the dopest dancers, back then, and one of the top studios already knew of my work and has been looking at it. So I felt honored, and it gave me more motivation. Maybe there is something that I can really do and make work in Korea. And that's pretty much when it all started. 5, 6, 7, 8, light. So when I first got to Korea, I started shooting a bunch of different dance videos for different dancers, and those got really popular. And after going back and forth a ton, I eventually met this really, really cool dancer named Yubina, which ended up becoming one of my closest friends here. I just saw her yesterday. And we started making a bunch of cool content together, and everybody was wondering, who's shooting this? How are they doing this? So much that a bunch of dancers, but also idols started watching our stuff. And that led from one thing to another to Lisa coming across our videos and seeing what we're doing. And that is what finally led to me, Lisa, and Cheshir creating Lilifilm. And that's when we did Lilifilm 3, the one where Lisa's in the white studio. She has the long black boots. I think those boots are by Simi's. There's another dancer from La Chicas. It was a heels choreography, which went super viral. It turned into the meme where you use Lisa's legs, Lisa's super long legs, because her legs are long as hell. And they attach it to like a random body. Like you'll see Iron Man in Lisa's legs, or you'll see the Hulk in Lisa's legs. You just saw it everywhere. It was all over America, all over the world, pretty much everyone was making a meme out of that. I'm so curious who created that meme first. Like, if you see this video or something, like please just like shout me out or like talk to me. I want to know what gave you this brilliant idea to do that. I would have never imagined it. That's like, you should become like a marketing strategist. It was incredible, brilliant. So after I did that, that's when, like Korea already knew I was shooting dance and as a videographer and such, but then the world realized like, oh, I don't want to say the world knew me, but the world knew the videos that I was doing essentially. So for Lilifilm the movie, that one is the 5th Lilifilm out of her set, and the 3rd one that I did and the last one that I did. With that one, we kind of felt, okay, Lilifilm 3 went super viral and there's like a simple one in the studio. The Lilifilm 4 was more like, hey, here's a dance video, you know what I mean? Like we got lights, we got different setup locations, blah, blah, blah. But we felt, all right, if we're gonna do a 3rd one, we have to top it pretty much. We have to top the Lilifilm 3 and Lilifilm 4. So we decided to try going with some kind of a concept. And we had the idea, me and Cheshir had the idea of doing like something that's like femme and something that's masculine. I think we kind of wanted a combination of Lilifilm 3 and Lilifilm 4. So that's why she wears a suit in the beginning and then she goes into heels towards the end and such. That one, I think to this date, is her most viewed video on her YouTube channel. That one blew up. We had a whole cool concept with it, and a little cool note, fun fact is, Bada is also in that video. So when I check the comments now, I saw people commenting like, oh my God, Bada was here and stuff like that. Because eventually after that, she got super famous doing other stuff and people were like, oh, she was in that video. So I was able to get by in Korea throughout the beginning, not knowing the language. But as I learned it more, it's just been able to help me level up and do so many more things here. As I was learning Korean and I started speaking to clients and also people that I've already known for a long time, like native Korean people, they would mention to me that they feel like they're actually friends with me now, which is kind of sad to say. I've known some of them since 2016, and by 2022, they're like, oh, like Daddy, you can speak a little bit. I feel like we're actually close. I've had as many times that people, mutual friends will say, oh, there's someone that wants to work with you, but they're afraid to speak and work with you because they can't speak to you directly, and there's a lot of important things that they want to be able to express and discuss. So then because of that, because of the language barrier, I wasn't able to work with them. But as I'm learning the language more now, I'm able to do more stuff. And one of the biggest things I noticed was working as a dancer here in Korea. When you work as a dancer and you're brought in as a foreigner and you're learning a choreography and you're dancing with other Koreans, the environment is so fast-paced and sometimes stressful that these performance directors and choreographers, they're not trying to sit there and take the time and speak basic Korean to you or speak English to you. So if you don't know Korean, it's definitely super tough. And I felt that a lot when I was dancing for Nayeon. Thank God I already knew some Korean by then, but yeah, it was pretty stressful. I don't know what the performance director is saying. Everyone's gonna do something and I'm not gonna do it, and then I'm gonna get in trouble. And a lot of times I just had to figure out things for myself. I definitely think learning the language is important. I would say what's keeping me here in Korea, honestly, everything is working out kind of how I predicted. I knew K-pop would be the new international big thing. It's getting even bigger. And the opportunities that keep coming as I live here every year are always so unique, bigger, or just different in general. So for me, I feel like as I'm staying here, there's just so many different things that keep coming about. There's no reason for me to leave or leave yet. When I was living in America, it'd be cool, you know, I'd get some big opportunities and then some small ones, but I always felt like I was kind of stuck in place. Like I would rise and I'm like just kind of like here. And I'll do something big real quick, but it's like I'm still here. I never felt like I was jumping. But in Korea, I would come for a month, and I felt like I went from here, nobody knew me, to everybody's getting to know me. So now I'm doing this. So now I'm working with Lisa. Now I'm backup dancing for Nayeon. Now I'm doing this. And I just foresee that there's gonna be so many more bigger opportunities. And also as I learn the language more, there's just so many more doors that are opening. And there's no reason for me to leave. And now the future is kind of becoming where some American artists are reaching out to Korean choreographers to choreograph some stuff. They want the Korean vibe or the K-pop vibe sort of thing. I'm just looking at them like, this is, like, I don't say Asia is the only way to go, but it's definitely a good direction to keep staying in. If you look at Megan Thee Stallion's dance challenge that went viral, it was created by a Japanese choreographer. It's just going to show that Asia is getting the respect that they deserve. They have a lot of talent here and they're growing, and they created something that's pretty unique to their own, and everyone wants it now. So I want to stay within that and keep going with the momentum and see how much further I can go. Damn it, wait, that dash is too close to that. It looks like, like that. Oh. Yeah, as you can see, this isn't my strongest skill set. I think that makes it a little more clear, maybe. Here's the reveal of my very, very abstract, wonderful masterpiece painting. Everybody's clapping for me back there, thank you. It's giving me a lot of confidence. In the center here, this is where, my life began, I guess you would say. And as I grew and ventured out into the world, I went in many, many circles. Sometimes trying things and then being kind of stuck in this loop. So that's what the circles stand for. And these arrows in different colors sort of represent, I would say, the different paths and detours that I went through and such. Some longer than others, which means that I've tried going in this direction a longer time than the other one. And then some connect to other circles, which means that I followed this one the most, I led here, and then it put me through this loop again. And I feel like my life is constantly going in different avenues, trying different things, and then sort of getting stuck in this loop and circle, and then finding different ways to break out of that loop and go into different directions, essentially. And I put, some end goals here, but is there really, truly one specific end goal in life? No, you just keep moving. And that's what this masterpiece is. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe and leave some comments down below. It was a blast shooting this interview with the KoreaHerald. And if you're more interested in my work or want to see what I do, please check me out on Instagram at @IamAnthonyKing. And this is my life in Korea.
Shit is messing with my